There we go. That's what I was looking for. Need to make sure that my audios didn't get all messed up real quick, because I know it's messing with my microphone. Let's go ahead and up this a little bit. There we go. Now we should be good. Hopefully. Perfect. Okay, so last we left off, we'd just gotten the okay to go downstairs and talk with some people. I will forever and always turn on or look down sights on accident. Every time. Without fail.
Warning. Watchdog protocol is active.
Don't know that I'm supposed to go that way, so I'm not going to just yet. Check our map. Okay, and our journal. The sealed labs. Yes. Currently working on the hot labs. Assignments. There's a lot of stuff. Anyway, so let's go ahead. I need this way, right? So straight. Have to be that way. Just there. Don't mind me, I am already incredibly lost after walking in a straight line. There we go, this is the one I want. Yep, there we go. I knew I'd figure it out eventually. This way. Turn around. What already got this way, right? Yeah.
You're not part of the crew. My name's Shepard. Look, Plague doesn't care who you are. This lab is under quarantine.
Wait, what? I thought I had.
I told you to leave.
I thought that I'd just gotten the okay.
hydrogen atom says to another hydrogen,
I need to go back to the doctor then? Let me try going back. I could have sworn we'd already gotten the approval. Back up we go. Get ourselves one up. Security, med bay. Oh. So I've already been in here. Okay, well, I could have sworn we've already done this. Did it not save? It's not that way, so let's go this way. Let's go down.
What do you want?
It didn't save where we ended off.
Were they attacked by the aliens?
They're suffering from a toxin. There was an accident. I have a non-disclosure agreement. I shouldn't discuss it with anyone outside of the company.
But you're going to, because I might be able
And I'd like to think that the company finds our lives more valuable than their secrets.
Which is
You
wrong.
know Mira, the VI for Peak 15? She handles the safety protocols for our experiments here.
Yeah, I fixed her.
We reactivated her on our way through Central Station.
That was you? I'm grateful. Until she came online, the automatic equipment wouldn't work. We lost the connection to Mira in the middle of an experiment and the quarantine failed. These three were exposed to a toxin, something we were working on.
I need full cooperation if I'm going to help. Do you want these people to live? If not, I'll walk out of here.
That's exactly.
No, wait.
what I was
It's a
looking for.
bioweapon. Based on an exotic life form discovered on the frontier. They wanted something that could kill the creature. But there was no profit in something that kills one species on the frontier.
Of course not.
We kept working on it and adapted it to affect more species. Thoros B is highly infectious, but can't pass from one person to another, like a biowar attack without a pandemic spread.
Do you imagine that distinction makes this ethical?
Yes.
Militaries, governments, they'll get this kind of weapon one way or another, and we're trying to limit the damage. I know you can't see that.
Don't have a
You
cure.
made this but can't cure it. Don't you people take notes?
Our first priority was getting it working. We were close to synthesizing an antidote when Mira went down. Our notes and equipment are locked in the quarantine labs. Captain Ventralis doesn't want to risk more contamination.
I want access to the maintenance area.
Yep.
I suppose. It's not allowed, but there's nothing back there. If you can save these men, I'll do that for you.
Is he right to keep people out?
No, the toxin has a brief period of viability. After that, it breaks down into simple protein chains. But he won't listen to me.
I'll talk to him. Maybe I can convince him to let me try.
I can't ask you to do this officially, but if you can do anything, I'd appreciate it.
Sounds good.
And his name is John
Hey, what's up, Kindu?
President Ventralis' guards, they've been on alert since the first attack. They've been administering stims at their request. But every species needs to sleep. They're getting twitchy, irrational.
Are you the doctor here?
I'm a doctor, but not the doctor.
No?
My specialty is microbiology, not first aid.
Gotcha. Got the
We had a
Incoder
medic,
Blues
Dr.
today.
Sala, but we lost him. The
Yeah.
automatics can handle basic treatment. Mira runs them.
What will it take to get the cure for these people?
The quarantine labs are near the science team's quarters.
I think I saw...
Once you're in there, look for our
Not
notes.
searching.
It should just be a matter of following
See,
our
I was having the
process.
same issue. I had to completely delete
I hope you can do
Streamlabs
something.
and re-download it. I also discovered for some reason the tail end of last Thursday didn't save. So I have to go through and talk to everyone. Essentially everything after talking with the captain or whatever the first time, anything after that didn't happen. So you need to go this way. Used OBS. Gotcha. It took me a second to get OBS figured out as well. It was being finicky. But yeah, no, my issue, I was gonna use OBS to make some YouTube videos, and I can't record and then use the videos. There's something wrong with the encoder.
Something you need?
So it won't open to allow me to edit or do anything with it.
I've heard about the problems in the quarantine lab. I'd like to recover the toxin cure.
God, I wish we could help those guys. I really do, but we can't risk contamination now.
We're not part of your defense plans. We're consuming extra rations, extra Medigel.
Yeah, but you also have extra guns. All right, you want to gamble with your life, you're not under my command. I'll have the guard let you in, but he'll lock the door behind you. He'll run a full scan before he'll let you out. If there are any anomalies, you stay in there.
If that's the only way you'll let us in, I agree.
I'll radio ahead to let the guard know. Good luck.
Thank you.
I've got
Okay.
work to do.
You and me
So-
both.
So it was the second time when I went all the way back. It just didn't. That's weird. It's like a 10 or so minute window where it didn't save. When I could have sworn I hit save at the end of last week. But it's okay. Fortunately, nothing too crazy. Yeah. Now I can go this way.
What do you want? I have Ventralis's permission to go in there.
Yeah, he radioed. He also said you have to prove you're not contaminated to get out. You got a death wish? You should stand watches on the barricade.
Read these notes. Isolated 4 chemicals that can be combined to counteract the toxin. They must be mixed in precise quantities. As each chemical is poured, the equipment will mark the minimum and maximum amounts that will work. Too little or too much will spoil the result. What? Whoa, 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 whoa! I did.
Your mission ends here, Shepard.
We'll see about that, bitch.
You're a sleeper agent for Venezia.
I was ordered to eliminate you should the opportunity arise. And here you are, trapped in this lab.
Yep.
Weapons free!
I thought it was my companion that had turned for a second. I was like, wait a second. She was on my side. But we're good. Get that heal real quick. White means invulnerable. Gotcha. Perfect. Okay, so I do get health back over time. Good. I'll remember that for future reference. Anything else interesting? Check here. What I'm trying to figure out is how she got in if the guards not letting anyone through. Like, she just straight up and was like, oh, I'm here. Somehow. And they just didn't know. Interesting.
They came out of there.
You mean the inorganics the Asari had with her?
Venezia brought them with her.
How can I get into the maintenance area?
A team lead would have access. Like Dr. Cohen. He's in the medical bay.
I'll be leaving now.
Yeah.
I thought she was off the first time I talked to her. I just figured she was a complete dunce, which, I mean she did her job well. Yes, I have to go down the stairs. There we go. I was like, what is... But I'm just stupid. Yeah, also think you can do... I completely forgot I had that first aid.
Is that the cure? You did it?
That Asari scientist, the one in the mess hall, she just tried to kill us.
Alestia? That's unbelievable. I don't know much about her. She arrived a month ago. One of the shareholders pulled strings to get her here.
Let me guess. Saren the Spectre.
Uh-huh.
Yes. I think that was the name. I don't pay attention to the other research teams.
Of course not.
Look.
Why would you?
The guards? They've been more on edge since you got here. I think they were expecting you.
Mm-hmm.
And there are more labs in the back. The guards won't even let me back there. Just people with clearance.
What about the maintenance area? Do you have access to that?
The maintenance area? Yes. Take my pass. But there's just snow back there.
So good.
Let me see that file. An extension on Phelps' work? I thought he was on the right track.
Mm-hmm.
I can't thank you enough. Oh, God, what a cliche. You saved their lives. Do you know that?
Only as a means to an end, Doctor. I have a mission to complete.
Yeah,
I need to administer this.
I'm not gonna
Thanks
ask
again.
for more beyond that. But, oh man, I got... whatever. I'm okay with some Paragon. Okay, so now... I can go ahead and clear that. Go back out. Yeah. Go this way, because we don't need to go through security, I don't think. Go this way. Then cut to this way. And even though I'm out of breath, I'm all good. Okay. Move. Run. Yeah, maintenance area. There's nothing but snow back there. Sure. Why did that... guess I'll just keep pushing. There we go. 2 shots, and it's dead. My pro hacking skills. There we go. I'll probably need to check the equipment in just a second, but secure lab. Upgrade kits. Upgrade kits. And
Warning. Watchdog protocol is active.
never mind. I'm not gonna go that way just yet. Oh, it won't let me shoot her.
You do not know the privilege of being a mother. There is power in creation. To shape her life, turn it toward happiness or despair. Her children were to be ours, raised to hunt and slay Saren's enemies. I won't be moved by sympathy, no matter who you bring into this confrontation.
Liara's here because she's a member of my crew.
Indeed. What have you told him about me, Liara?
What could I say, Mother? That you're insane? Evil? Should I explain how to kill you? What could I say?
Yeah, I mean...
Have you faced an Asari commando unit before? Few humans have.
I can't believe you'd kill your own daughter.
I now realize I should have been stricter.
Of course. That was your mistake. Real quick. Take all. Garbage. Got it. Nope. There we go. Obviously. Not worth it. Definitely worth it. Good on Liara. Combat 5 significantly better. There we go. Solar Sam. Nope, either of those, and is the Raptor so just significantly better? Okay. And I'm gonna level up. This. He's only got 2. You know. Singularity. And then Rex has also only got 2. Bump up assault rifles. Okay. Alright, this is my shot. More gas. Okay. But where? Where though? She looking kind of funny. Is it this one? Just like charged. There we go. Quick and simple.
This is not over. Saren is unstoppable. My mind is filled with his light. Everything is clear.
I expected better from Asari commandos.
I will not betray him. You will.
You will. Yeah. Spit it out.
You must listen. Saren still whispers in my mind. I can fight his compulsions briefly, but the indoctrination is strong.
Why are you able to break free of his control now?
I sealed a part of my mind away from the indoctrination, saving it for a moment when I could help destroy him. It will not last long.
How can he compel you? He's not even here.
People are not themselves around Saren. You come to idolize him, worship him. You would do anything.
So he's got what, an aura?
The key is Sovereign, his flagship. It is a dreadnought of incredible size, and its power is extraordinary.
The ship that attacked Eden Prime? I didn't think anything that size could land on a planet.
It has a very powerful Mass Effect drive, but that is not Sovereign's true power. The longer you stay aboard, the more Saren's will seems correct. You sit at his feet and smile as his words
it's a psychological
pour into you. It is
attack?
subtle at first. I thought I was strong enough to resist. Instead, I became a willing tool, eager to serve. He sent me here to find the location of the Mu relay. Its position was lost thousands of years ago.
How does something that big go missing?
4,000 years ago, a star nearby went supernova. The shockwave propelled the relay out of its system, but did not damage it. Its precise vector and speed are impossible to determine. As millennia passed, the nebula created by the nova enveloped the relay. It is difficult to find any cold object in interstellar space, particularly something swathed in hot dust and radiation.
You have it?
And I assume you found the coordinates?
2,000 years ago, the Rachni inhabited that region of our galaxy. They discovered the relay.
Okay.
The Rachni can share memories across generations. Queens inherit the knowledge of their mothers. I took the location of the relay from the Queen's mind. I was not gentle.
How did the Rachni find it?
They searched patiently. They are territorial creatures, driven to close any possible way into their systems.
Okay.
Why does Saren need the Mu relay?
Makes sense.
He believes it will lead him to the conduit. I would tell you more if I could, but Saren did not share his counsel with me.
Gotcha.
I was merely a servant to his cause.
You can still make it right. Give me the information.
I was not myself, but I should have been stronger. I transcribed the data to an OSD. Take it, please.
Knowing the relay's coordinates is not enough. Do you know where he planned to go from there?
Saren wouldn't tell me his destination, but you must find out quickly. I transmitted the coordinates to him before you arrived. You have to stop me. I can't. His teeth are at my ear. Fingers on my spine. You should. You should.
Mother!
Shoot her in the back.
Don't leave! Fight him!
You've always made me proud, Liara.
Do it, Liara.
Die!
I just got instantaneously frozen. Cool. I swear if I have to redo the whole thing. Come on, get up, get up. Oh! Not me. I know, a big oof.
I cannot go on. You will have to stop him, Shepard.
You're free of the indoctrination again?
I still hear it like metal on metal, squealing and reverberating.
Mother!
Good night, little wing. I will see you again with the dawn. No light. They always said there would be a...
People that go to hell don't get to see the light, apparently. Get her out of here. Traitor. I don't know how real that indoctrination was. I don't care how she looked. We also gotta kill this queen real quick. Yara. What are you doing? Kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it. No! I knew it. Stage 2, yep. You're just gonna...
This one serves as our voice. We cannot sing. Not in these low spaces.
Got you.
Your musics are colorless.
Identify yourself.
Who am I speaking to here?
We are the mother. We sing for those left behind. The children you thought silenced.
Okay.
We are Rachni.
The Krogan wiped the Rachni out 1,000 years ago.
The sky is quiet now. Our mother's songs are lost. And those who slew us now walk to meet the same fate.
We're not gonna die, bitch.
The children we birthed were stolen from us before they could learn to sing. They are lost to silence. And their suffering, they cannot be saved. They will only cause harm as they are.
I don't understand. Why are your children killing people?
These needlemen, they stole our eggs from us. They sought to turn our children into beasts of war, claws with no songs of their own. Our elders are comfortable with silence. Children know only fear if no one sings to them. Fear has shattered their minds.
I understand. A child left alone in a closet until she is 16 would not be sane.
All right. I don't think they'll give me much choice anyway.
Before you deal with our children, we stand before you. What will you sing? Will you release us? Are we to fade away once more?
There are acid tanks rigged up on that thing. Set them off. Millions of my ancestors died to put these things down. Don't let them come back.
They made a mistake. They let the Krogan go too far. This is a chance for us to atone. She has done nothing to us.
Your companions hear the truth. You have the power to free us, or return our people to the silence of memory.
Okay, what's
if I let you live, would you attack other races again?
No. I do not know what happened in the war. We only heard discordance, songs the color of oily shadows. We would seek a hidden place to teach our children harmony. If they understand, perhaps we would return.
Are you a survivor from the war? A clone?
We do not know. We were only an egg, hearing Mother cry in our dreams.
Okay.
A tone from space hushed one voice after another. It forced the singers to resonate with its own sour yellow note. Then we awoke in this place, the last echo of those who came out from the singing planet. The sky is silent.
I won't destroy your entire race. You'll go free.
Are you stupid? Your people didn't fight these bastards, so maybe you don't get it.
I'd like to have the Rachni on our side in the future.
Do what you want. My people will clean up this mess later, just like we did for the Solarians.
See, and
you will give us the chance to compose anew.
I'll give your species a new job security in the future if necessary.
We will sing of your forgiveness to our children.
Great. Bugs are writing songs about you. Mark my words, you'll regret this.
There we go. If I do regret this, I hope I get to fight it. That's a lot of Paragon. Just go this way. Time to go to the hot labs, I guess.
Are you here to secure the situation?
That's right. I'm a Council Spectre. Who are you?
I am Yaroslav Tartakovsky, the operations director. I would stand and shake hand, but you must listen to me. If we do not contain our mistake, they will drop bombs from the battle stations. You understand?
Talk fast.
I understand that we'll be dead soon. Talk fast.
Let's go.
Binary Helix found an egg. It was on a derelict ship, thousands of years drifting. This was Rachni's ship. Inside they find many eggs in cryogenic suspension.
They brought it here to wake it up?
Binary Helix planned to clone Rachni, mass produce them, create an army. But when they get here, they find this egg is not a common Rachni. It is a queen. After she lays eggs, they move her to Rift Station. They are thinking that without her, they can raise the babies to be obedient.
Hold on. Don't you need a male to get eggs?
Queens are born carrying the genetic code of their fathers. Eggs are carried away from the colony to hatch alone.
Okay.
Queens can lay eggs in hours and have a colony in days. This is how they spread so quickly.
Separating them from their mother didn't work.
This was exactly the wrong thing to do. I am thinking that without a queen, Rachni do not develop properly. Her mind is shaping theirs. These Rachni are uncontrollable.
This is fascinating, but we don't have time to chat.
These Rachni are beyond saving. It is a sad thing, but they must be euthanized. I am thinking that the neutron purge must be set off.
What's that?
I'm not familiar with the purge system.
It creates bursts of neutron radiation, kills everything within the station. Things beyond get genetic damage of varying degree.
Once the purge is armed, we'll have to fight our way out. Give us a minute to patch up and rearm.
Sure. I wait here. I am not so much good for searching now, yes? Mother always say I would meet a bad end.
Connecting. I have full access to the facility and am at your disposal.
What's the status of the facility?
Containment breach in Laboratory Pod Gamma. The neutron purge system is functional, but has not been armed.
I need information on the neutron purge.
The neutron purge is a fail-safe system installed within the isolation tube area. In the event of irretrievable containment loss, it is used to resolve the situation.
What exactly does this thing do?
The purge is a neutron burst weapon. 2 volumes of fissionable materials are brought together to form a critical mass.
Okay.
Most of the energy is released in the form of high-speed neutrons. This radiation is instantly lethal to any known form of life within 500 meters.
We would be wise to avoid touching any controls without reading the instructions.
I would agree.
That is advisable for all systems within this facility.
Activate the neutron purge.
I'm sorry, but I can't do that without proper code authorization.
Sic semper
That is not the correct code. Please report to security for an interrogation.
Who would have those codes?
Director of Operations Yaroslav Tartakovsky, or any executive officer of Binary Helix.
We're moving on.
Logging you out, Commander.
Thank you. So I now have a little bit more information. Is there anything I can get from here? No. Okay.
I am feeling not so well.
How do we set off the purge?
Arming controls are nearby. All you do is insert the key. Then I will give Mira instructions.
Knew it. I knew it. Mira, I need you back.
Online. How can I help you?
Activate the neutron purge.
I'm sorry, but I can't do that without proper code authorization.
Here we go.
Code input 875-020-079. Code Omega. Local execution.
Verified. Code Omega
Time to sprint.
execution in 1.
Hey, what's up, Mr. Pudge Pudge? Orange, you got it. Nice! Love it, you'll upset. Oh yeah. They're definitely the opposite of happy right now. None of this helps. What about that? And then Rex can't do anything. Slight mistakes were made. Slight mistakes. Oof. Heal. Move up. Okay. Maybe we should just run. There we go. I'm clearly doing things correctly. So something was done. I don't think there's anything else for me to be doing down here. But just in case. So that's all dead. It's all taken care of. The hive should be gone. Got it, so I cannot retrace my steps. It's not that way. What about... Got it. So I can only go this way. To retrace. So I have to leave. Dang it. Thought there'd be another way around. But apparently not. Actually, that's the tram. Hot Labs, Science Station. Mess Hall. So if I go... Nope. I have to go. Time for the tram. Headed home again. Back to the ship we go. There we go. I don't know why it took so long for it to find the transition. Okay.
What's our next move, Commander? Head for the Mu Relay?
The Mu Relay could link to dozens of systems. Unless we know exactly where Saren's going, we'd just be wasting our time.
The Commander is right. We cannot rush off blind. We still need to learn more about Saren.
Who put you in charge? Did the Commander resign when I wasn't looking?
I won't be a puppet for the Asari. I give the orders around
that's
here.
Not what
Understood?
I wanted.
Forgive me, Commander. I was only trying to help.
This is a tough mission. We're all on edge. Everyone go get some rest. Crew, dismissed.
That was the wrong...
Novaria report is away, Commander. Okay. You want me to patch you through to the Council?
Patch him through, Joker.
Setting up the link now, Commander.
Is this report accurate, Commander? You found Rachni on Novaria?
And then released the Queen. Do you have any idea what you've done? How many generations until they overrun the galaxy?
Should I guess?
3? No. 4.
This is no joke, Commander. The Rachni were one of the greatest threats the galaxy ever faced.
This Queen is different. She understands why her kind had to be wiped out last time around.
I hope you're right, Shepard. Our children's children will pay the price if you're not.
Yep.
We'll be waiting for your next report, Commander.
I should have just disconnected, but... Yay! Perfectly balanced, as all things should be. Okay, let's talk to Navigator Presley.
If anyone has to take over for Captain Anderson, I'm glad it's you. I'm not sure about having non-humans on our ship, though.
I'm in charge here, Presley. I decide if we have non-humans on this vessel.
Yes, sir. Understood, sir.
Speak freely, Presley. I want to know if you have a problem with non-humans.
That you just expressed.
It's not that, Commander. Humanity has always handled its own problems. Saren attacked one of our colonies. We should be the ones to stop him. We don't need their help.
This is bigger than humanity. Saren's a threat to every species in the galaxy. And I'll welcome anyone who wants to help me bring him down.
Exactly.
I guess so. Maybe I'm just stuck in the old ways of thinking. But don't worry, Commander. This won't be a problem.
Oh, yeah.
How did you end up assigned to the Normandy?
I knew
I signed up with the Alliance as a navigator right out of school. Following in my grandfather's footsteps, I guess.
Smart.
My first posting was on the Agincourt. We were at Elysium during the Skillian Blitz.
Okay.
A massive fleet of alien raiders hit the colony, trying to wipe it out. They had the numbers, but their ships were no match for an Alliance frigate.
There we go.
It was a slaughter. We couldn't even keep track of how many ships they lost.
How'd you end up on the Normandy?
I got my officer's commission after Elysium. Must have made an impression on the right people. Captain asked for me when he was picking his crew.
There you go. It's always nice to be asked for personally.
Carry on, Presley.
Yes, sir.
Renegade +2. find our companions. Nope. People that do not move from these chairs. Hello. Caden. Hello.
Anything you need, Commander?
Technical appraisal.
What's your opinion on the last mission?
Killing Saren's, what was Benezia anyway? Second in command? Advisor? Anyway, it should set him back a bit. I'm sure Dr. Tassoni's
hopefully.
hurt, though. Poor kid. Having to kill her own mom.
Any opinion on the Rachni?
Off the record?
Yes.
If we had the option, I'd as soon have left it to the Council. We weren't out here during the Rachni War. I'm not sure we have any business getting involved.
Just trying to get a sense of where the crew's at. Thoughts?
Well, they know about the stonewalling you've had from the Council.
Those communications are classified, Lieutenant.
Yes, sir. But you know the Navy grapevine.
Oh, yeah.
They're on your side. They're pissed about the resistance we're getting, especially from our side. I'll have a better handle on all of it when my head stops hurting. Another L2 flare-up.
Ever thought about going back under the knife? Maybe get an upgrade?
See?
No thanks, Commander. One slip and you can't remember your own name. The L2s spike higher anyway. My abilities would drop with pain-free L3s.
Gotcha.
And it'd be a cold day before I turn myself over to a Canadic subsidiary.
Still around.
I haven't heard anything about Canadics in a while.
Yeah, they quietly disappeared. Broke up into a bunch of little corps after they botched the training on Jump Zero.
Makes sense.
After first contact, Canadics was set up to track Element Zero exposures and develop implants for humans. Once we had an embassy on the Citadel, Canadics could bring in experts instead of taking it slow.
Why couldn't we do it alone?
Is there some reason we couldn't learn it on our own?
They didn't know where to start. Hell, it took a couple of years to even link biotics and Ezo. Forget trying to get the kids to move stuff. They had trouble just helping them not break their own limbs. And their choice of teachers didn't help much.
The only experts would have to be aliens.
Dead on. Turians, actually. That's why Canadics kept it a secret. They were afraid of what people back home would think, asking the Turians for help when we just fought a war with them.
The Asari would have been more acceptable than the Turians.
Yes, but the company didn't go through the Citadel. It would have made Earth look weak. So they discreetly hired some Turian mercenaries.
I'm sure Canadics did what they thought was best.
It wasn't best for us. They brought in an ex-military Turian named Commander Vernus. A real hard-ass. He basically had a free pass to break us if it would turn out a decent biotic.
Of course.
Spiraled from there, Commander.
Did he ever face charges for that?
He got his, yeah. But like everything else at Jump Zero, it was under the table. The less said, the better. Anyway,
yeah, no,
this is
makes
ancient
sense.
Stuff. I walked it off a long time ago.
Good.
I should get back to my duties, Commander. We're here to make history, not rehash it.
Perfect.
We'll talk another time, Lieutenant.
Commander?
Let's see. What are these again? Alright, these are for the jumps. For some reason or another. If I go this way, I go... I don't really want to talk to the doctor, but if I go a little bit further... Liara, that's who I wanted to talk to. What do you got to say?
If you are here to talk about Benezia's death, you need not bother. She brought it upon herself.
Don't pretend it doesn't bother you. She was your mother.
Me the shrink.
She was. But she was not. I prefer to remember Benezia as she used to be, before she was corrupted by Sovereign's power.
The best of your mother lives on in you. Her determination, her intelligence,
I'm really good
strength.
at this. Clicking buttons.
That is kind of you to say. I appreciate your concern, but I am fine.
Okay.
Benezia
She's
chose
currently in
her
denial.
path, just as I have chosen mine. I am with you until the end, Shepard.
Maybe we could pick up where we left off. You were telling me about your interest in the Protheans.
Actually, I think I was talking about my interest in you, and making a fool of myself in the process. As I said, I am not used to dealing with people, especially humans. I did not really know much about your species when we first met, Shepard. I found it hard to take humanity seriously. Your kind always seemed so rushed and high-strung.
We are short-lived.
But we don't have the luxury of time. An Asari can live for 1,000 years. We're lucky if we hit 150.
150? Dang.
That is true.
Look, if
At
we hit
first
100.
I thought that was a weakness of your species. After spending time with you and your crew, however, I think it may actually be an advantage.
Drives us to action.
You humans are creatures of action. You pursue your goals with an almost indomitable determination. It is an admirable trait, but also an intimidating one.
You can't argue with results.
No, but there are consequences. Unfortunately, the rest of the galaxy sees humanity as a bully. You run over anyone who gets in your way.
Sounds about right.
It is up to people like you to change their minds, Shepard.
Me?
Why me?
There is a reason the Council chose you to become a Spectre. They saw something special in you.
I guess.
The best of what humanity has to offer. I looked into your history. I know what happened on Akuz.
You do?
The fact that you survived shows a remarkable strength.
You didn't need to go behind my back. I would have told you whatever you wanted to know.
I apologize, Commander. After our last conversation, I was afraid I would say something stupid again.
It happens.
I wanted to know more about you. To understand what made you into the man you are.
Ain't she sweet?
There is something compelling about you, Shepard.
You're interested in me because of my visions. You just want to know more about the Protheans.
I admit, your connection to the Protheans had something to do with my initial interest, but it has grown beyond that. You intrigue me, Shepard, but I was not sure if it was appropriate to act on my feelings.
Gotcha.
I thought there might already be a relationship between you and Chief Williams.
Williams and I are just friends, nothing more.
Exactly.
My mistake, then. I am not as adept at understanding human relationships as I thought.
I honestly haven't decided.
But what about
which
us,
one I'm
Shepard?
gonna go through romance.
Is there a mutual attraction, or was I wrong about that too?
Ooh. Do I do what I normally do in life, or do I go? See, the friends option is great because then you can do stupid stuff and not worry about it.
No, you were right. There is something between us.
The other Williams is a speciesist.
And I knew you felt it too. But does this not seem rather strange? Why do I feel so close to you?
Because of my big brain and my Promethean
we are from
connection.
2 different species. We have almost nothing in common. This makes no sense.
We do have one thing in
Saren
common.
wants both of us dead. That's something.
That is not the most romantic reason, is it? You make it all sound so dangerous.
That's why it's fun.
A little danger makes things exciting.
Exactly, gets the heart rate up.
This is all a bit overwhelming. I am not used to this. You. I need some time.
Oh yeah. It's a lot to handle.
Take all the time you need, Liara. I'll be here.
Thank you, Shepard. Let's just talk about something else for now.
We've already kind of talked about everything.
I should go.
Goodbye, Shepard.
Yep, see you. Now to talk to Williams. And Rex. Is it this way? No, these are my quarters, I think. So I will need to go back this way. Catch my breath because I'm entirely out of shape. I hope this goes down. It does go down. Yay! I knew I was doing things right. Let's go. So, let's talk with him.
Looking for supplies?
Investigate. Licenses?
What are licenses? Why do you need them?
Okay, I already...
Many of the best licenses are hard to get, but they're well worth the cost if you can find them.
Let's see what you've got.
You bet, Commander.
Ooh. Let's see, how much do I have? I only have 140 something. Let's see. Compare. It's what I currently am wearing. Doesn't look like he's really got anything new. Except this stuff. 142. Okay. 237. Can't do that. Let's go to sell. Sell all my repeat items. Apparently, like nothing. Got it. I did not mean to sell that. Let's go to sell all the way down. So these, all the ones are useless to me. There we go. Okay. Now I've gotten rid of all the junk.
Commander, how are you?
Why did you want to be a CSEC officer in the first place?
That's a good question. There were several reasons, I guess.
Such as?
Like what?
Probably the same as most officers. I wanted to fight injustice, wanted to help people.
Of course.
I guess my father had something to do with it too. He was CSEC, one of the best. I grew up hearing about his accomplishments or seeing his picture on the vids after a big arrest. He's taking my resignation pretty hard.
I understand.
That's tough. But you'd think he'd be impressed you're going after Saren.
Nah.
My father's a CSEC man to the bone. Do things right or don't do them at all, he says. He thinks I'm being too rash, too impatient. He's worried I'll become just like Saren.
I don't think he will.
He actually talked me out of becoming a Spectre when I was younger, for the same reasons.
Really?
You were asked to be a Spectre?
Well, I was targeted as a possible Spectre candidate. Me and about 1,000 other Turian military recruits.
Makes
I could have
sense.
received special training, but my father didn't like it.
No.
He despises the Spectres. He hates the idea of someone having unlimited power with no accountability. He wouldn't like you, Commander. No offense.
That's too bad.
Not all Spectres are like Saren, you know.
Of course not. But Saren's not going to play by our rules, CSEC's rules.
Of course not.
If you want to nail Saren, you need to send someone who isn't restricted by policies and procedures.
Exactly.
You're a quick learner, Garrus. We'll beat him at his own game. It's the only way to stop someone like him.
I'm right behind you, Commander.
There we go. It's all the equipment lockers. Talk to Ashley.
Before I go, you said you're serving with Commander Shepard now? We saw him on the news here. He's cute. Later, sis.
Tell me you didn't hear that.
Relative?
You were a sister, I assume?
Until I get home and kill her.
Exactly.
That's Sarah, the youngest. Surprised to see you here, sir. Thought you'd be chatting up, what's her name? Tassoni?
Liara?
Liara? Why would you think that?
Scuttlebutt says you got a bit of a thing for her.
Gotcha.
I could understand why. The crew's off limits with the regs against fraternization. And at least she looks like a woman.
You think I'm interested in Liara because she's the only one I'm allowed to date?
So you are interested in her?
Dang it.
Of course, it could be politics. Alien diplomat's daughter, us under orders to make nice with the bug-eyed monsters. What's up? You didn't come by to eavesdrop on Family Mail.
Your family seems to be important to you.
Yeah, we've always been close. Me and my sisters
That was
especially.
Paragon, dang it.
With Dad on duty so much, I had to help Mom raise them.
Dang.
Did your father serve with the fleet?
Yeah, took any crap posting he could get that offered space time. You know what?
Makes sense.
He worked his ass off trying to get recognized, but he never made it above serviceman 3rd class. He was real proud when I made chief. First thing he did was salute.
There you go.
What about your mother? You haven't mentioned her.
You must know what military wives are like. Strong because they have to be, able to raise kids while dad's away on a 6-month cruise.
Precisely.
She has a degree in planetary geology. She and dad both wanted to see new worlds. She gave up her career to raise us, though.
You have more than one sister? Sounds like a big family.
2, 3?
Yeah, I'm the oldest, then Abby, then Lynn. Sarah's the youngest. She's still in high school.
Wow. Total of 4.
With 4 girls, Dad used to say he felt more outnumbered at home than on maneuvers.
Where did you grow up?
All over. Same as you, I expect.
Probably,
We transferred a half a dozen times before I finished grade school. You go where personnel command sends you, right? I guess that's why I'm so tight with my sisters. We'd have to leave all our friends every 2 or 3 years.
I was an only child, but I get the idea. At least one of my parents was always on duty.
Yeah, military families, eh? With schedules like that, it's a wonder we ever have kids anymore.
True.
Things were tense between Sarah and me for a while. Then we bonded.
Sounds like a story. Feel like sharing?
Sarah got herself a boyfriend who wanted to go faster than she did.
Oh, no.
Mike. I didn't think he was a bad kid, just pushy. Lynn would send me these worried vid mails, and I'd tell her to relax.
Where were you when this was going on?
I was on active duty. Sarah's graduating high school this year. This was only a couple of years back.
Okay.
They were on Amaterasu. At the time, I was assigned to Chernobog. Same cluster, but a dozen Hellwire away. Close enough to talk regularly, too far to make it back in an emergency.
Of course.
I couldn't afford a fast packet flight.
Something changed?
Sounds like that situation didn't last.
Mike thought they'd go for a romantic walk in the woods, because he figured it was past time they did the deed. She levered Mike face first into a tree. Didn't have a scratch on her. Good thing Mom and Dad had us all learn some kind of self-defense. I took emergency leave and walked Sarah to school for a few days.
Poor guy. Completely
You said all of your
annihilated.
sisters learned self-defense?
Lynn did pistol practice.
Taught him a lesson,
but
though, I'm
didn't
sure.
like it. She's kind of nervous. Sarah took Aikido. Abby decided to learn the sword. She always was a little weird.
Hey, wait a
Likes
second.
big skirts and tops you have to tie her into. They do great things to her figure, though.
Exactly. What about you?
So, what did you learn?
All of it.
One of Dad's friends taught me Marine hand to hand.
You said all of your sisters learned self-defense?
Yep, wrong.
Lynn did pistol.
Wrong one.
They do great things to her figure, though.
What happened
Did
with
anything
Mike?
happen while you were home?
My last day out, Mike was waiting for us. Sarah had told her friends, so everyone at school knew what he did.
Of course not.
He wasn't happy. I wanted to snap him in half, but Sarah gave me this look, this let me handle it, I need to do this alone look. She kept her cool, God bless her, as he screamed in her face. She just let him vent. Then he tried to punch her.
Bad idea.
I swear, she just flowed around him. Next thing I knew, he's face down on the sidewalk, and there's blood everywhere.
That's unbelievable. Sarah must be as good as you.
Better. I'm more or less a straight-up puncher. When he swung, she wasn't there anymore, and he fell.
Dang.
She helped him stop the bleeding and had me call an ambulance. She told the paramedics he fell.
Which, I mean, he did.
Before they took him to the hospital, Mike touched Sarah's arm. I thought he was gonna end up on the ground again. But he hung his head, whispered, "I'm sorry," and started crying. And she hugged him. The Williams women are a decisive bunch, Commander. We do things when we're ready. Not before, not after.
Interesting
Your
story.
sister's something else. But you didn't mention your father at all. Was he on deployment?
Dad always wanted to serve in space, but he wanted us to have real ground under our feet. He'd
Makes
say,
sense.
space is beautiful, but you can't raise a family there.
Yeah,
I cannot
that would
rest
be a
from travel.
It would be an
I will
interesting
drink life to the lees.
idea.
All times I've
To
enjoyed greatly, have suffered
be
greatly,
raised in space.
both with those that loved me and alone. For always roaming with a hungry heart, much have I seen and known. Cities of men and manners, climates, councils, governments.
Poetries.
I never thought I'd hear you reciting poetry.
Just because I can drill you between the eyes at 100 meters doesn't mean I can't like sensitive stuff. Just don't spread it around.
Exactly.
Ulysses was my dad's favorite poem. Every time he shipped out, he recorded me reading it. He had a dozen versions when he retired.
Does he still like it?
I sure hope so. I read it to his grave every time I go home.
There you go.
Dad passed on a few years back. He's probably still watching, though.
Oh,
so
yeah.
behave.
I thought you said he was dead.
You know, from heaven.
Oh, yeah.
Wherever that is.
Of course.
That's not a problem with you, is it? That I believe in God?
Everyone has the right to believe what they want.
That was
says so in the Alliance Charter.
But we're good.
Only with fancier words.
I'm glad you're open-minded about it. I've met a few people who are really weirded out by my faith. Because I work in space, I can't believe in a higher power? Jeez.
Exactly.
Hello, have you people looked out the window? How can you look at this galaxy and not believe in something?
Yeah.
I should get back to my
Atheistic
duties. Didn't mean to take
ideas,
up so much of your time.
What's your opinion on the last mission?
In my opinion.
You mean the Rachni, right?
Yes,
they were
that
dangerous, Skipper. They proved that 2,000 years ago. I think it was a mistake to let them go. But that wasn't my call to make. It was yours. You know, you really should talk to T'Soni about her mom. She has to be hurting. Just saying, Skipper.
We'll talk
Sounds
later,
good.
Williams.
Looking forward to it, Skipper.
So, we've got Saren on the run.
Yes, we do.
It won't be long now. Saren's good, but I'm better.
Exactly.
Good. He's rotten. To the core. I could tell as soon as I met him.
Oh, you knew him.
Why didn't you tell me this sooner?
I would have if I thought I was important.
I'll decide what's important. Now tell me how you know Saren.
This was a while ago. A bunch of mercs were bragging about a job out near the edges of the Terminus systems. They said it paid well and the boss was never around to ride them.
That sounds like a great job.
They said he was looking for more men, too. So I checked it out.
So you're
I didn't know Saren was openly recruiting mercs.
It wasn't that open, and he only showed his face once. We'd been raiding ships in the area for months when we took out this massive cargo freighter. Our biggest haul yet. I was on board checking bodies for valuables, looking for some extra credits. That's when I saw him.
What was he doing?
What did Saren want with the ship?
I don't know what he wanted. He was just moving through the ship, watching. Couple of the mercs called him by name, but he never spoke to them. Never spoke to anyone. I had a really bad feeling about him, so I got the hell out.
Smart, he probably just wasted them all.
What kind of cargo was the freighter carrying? What was Saren after?
I don't know. All I saw on that ship was food and medical supplies. There were some basic weapons, but nothing big.
A basic supply
ship? If there was anything of value on that ship, I didn't see it. That's why I didn't mention it sooner.
Well,
whose ship was it?
There was a Volus trading vessel. Big one. Lots of guards. But they were no match for us.
That it?
That's the only time you saw him?
Yeah. Didn't even know who he was. Still wouldn't if I hadn't joined up with you.
Makes sense.
But my instincts were right. Every other merc on that mission turned up dead within a week. Every damn one.
Okay.
So long, Rex.
Guess I can't ask him about anything else. And Tali. I forget she's here.
Oh, hello, Shepard.
What's wrong?
Are you okay?
I don't know. Your ship is amazing, and your crew's been really great to me, especially your chief engineer. But I just sort of feel out of place.
How do you mean?
The Normandy runs so smooth, it feels like we're not even moving. And the engines are so quiet. How do you sleep at night?
The silence wakes you up?
Back on the flotilla, the last thing you want to hear is silence. It means an engine's died
no,
or
it
an
makes
air
sense if
filter
you're
shut
running like
down.
hundreds, potentially
I guess you don't
thousands
have
of
to worry
year-old
about that here. But old
engines.
habits die hard. But it's more than just the silence. This ship feels so empty. It's like half the crew is missing.
Really?
Back home, I couldn't wait to go on my pilgrimage. I couldn't wait to get away from the crowds. Now that I'm out here, I kind of miss them.
Sometimes we don't appreciate what we have until it's gone.
Ain't that the truth?
True. I'm starting to wonder if that's what the pilgrimage is really about. It's given me a whole new perspective on my people and our culture.
Exactly.
You know, there's always a few who go on their pilgrimages and never return. I always assumed something bad happened to them, but maybe they just wanted a different life.
Do I?
You do plan to return to the migrant fleet, right?
I could never abandon my people, Shepard. I will go back eventually, but we have to stop Saren first.
Makes perfect sense.
Otherwise, I might not have a home to go back to.
I should go.
See you later.
Okay, and away we shall go. I believe we've talked with everyone. Would help if I actually activate the elevator. I also like how when I enter the elevator, I'm instantly locked facing whatever direction I entered in. I'm just staring into the soles of the wall. There we go. Thank you. One last person. Gotta talk with Joker.
Boy, am I glad to be off of Novaria. I don't know which was worse, the cold or the corporation.
Yes.
One will freeze your balls off, the other will sell them out from under you. With all due respect, Commander.
How's the Normandy performing? Is she everything they said she'd be?
She's the best ship in the fleet. If you've got a pilot who knows how to handle her. Balance isn't what you'd expect. Takes a while to get used to that oversized drive core we got stuffed in the back, and her power can sneak up on you if you're not careful. The Normandy's probably too much ship for your average Alliance pilot, Commander.
Oh, easily.
Lucky for you, I'm anything but average.
Just want to
I like to know my crew. Mind if I ask you a few questions?
I can see where this is going. You won. Top of my class in flight school, I earned that. All those commendations in my file, I
got it. So
put the Normandy.
I have to go.
All right, see you.
I was hoping for something new, but guess not.
Good timing, Commander. We got a transmission coming in from the Citadel. Top priority clearance.
From who?
Is it the ambassador?
It's not his signature. I think it's from the council. I'll patch it through to the comm room.
Well, guess I'm going back to the comm room.
Commander Shepard, we've received information that may be critical to your mission against Saren.
Tell me.
What kind of information?
We've received an urgent message from one of our infiltration regiments in the Traverse.
You mean spies?
Spectres tend to attract attention, Commander, but they are only one arm of the Council. Special task groups are often a better option for monitoring developing situations.
Makes sense.
We currently have several infiltration units scattered throughout the border regions of Citadel space. This particular unit was gathering intel on Saren.
Sounds serious.
What did they find?
Unfortunately, the message we received was little more than static. The infiltration team must be in a situation where they can't set up proper interstellar communications.
Which is why you're sending me
the message was sent on a channel reserved for mission-critical communications. Whatever they were trying to tell us, we know it was important. Considering your interest in Saren, we thought you might want to investigate this. Find out what happened to our team. The signal originated from the planet Vermeer.
I'll look into it.
The Council prefers not to become involved in the specifics of Spectre activities. We only want you to be aware of all your options, including Vermeer. Good luck, Commander Shepard. We will keep you advised if we learn anything else.
Guess I'll go to Vermeer and then one of the primary missions again. Wherever Vermeer is. Pax, Sinatrius, area. here we go. All the way to the other side of the galaxy. The Normandy is just such a nice ship. But it also looks very, its landing gear make it look very, insectoid. That's what I was looking for. Looks like an ant or something. With, like, its front kind of clawed out. Like that. Vermeer is a lush frontier world ideal for colonization by carbon-based species, such as humans. His vast seas and orbital position on the inner life zone have created a wide equatorial band of humid tropical terrain. Unfortunately, the political instability of the nearby terminus systems has impeded colonization efforts. The high risk of raid by pirates and slavers make it an unappealing homestead. Okay. Let's go. It do be zooming though. Be going kind of fast. Okay. I'm thinking. This way? Yeah, we're gonna see what happens, honestly.
Commander, I'm reading a signal. Must be our Solarian infiltration team.
Check out those defense towers.
Drop the Mako. We'll go in hot and take them out.
Yeah!
I'll get you in underneath their radar, Commander.
Good.
Got a clean drop, Commander.
Stay out of range and continue evasive maneuvers until I bring those AA towers down.
I know the drill. Meet you at the camp once those towers are offline. Joke around.
Oh, good. I don't know what those are, but they're dead now. Honestly, not sure if I should be killing those, but yeah. Ow. Dang it. What's the stuff? Oh, it's nothing. I'm still not used to the controls for this vehicle. Missed. Feel bad and you should feel bad. .360 no scope. What else is around the corner? Oh, there you are. I knew I was just blind. What else we got around here? crabs that I'm murdering unnecessarily. But I will continue murdering crabs. Because I like crab meat. Who is shooting? No, you don't. Oh, ow. Ain't very cash money of you. What else we got? I can't believe I missed that shot. No. Dang it, I can't believe I missed that shot. Who else was shooting? Must have been the wind. Anything else I missed after running that over? Doesn't look like it. Back to going forward. Dead yet? Is it dead yet? Still not dead? How about now? Dead yet? Is it dead yet? Bro, die! Thank you. God dang. How many times you gotta run over a robot to kill it? Of interest. Super boost! And we're out of boost.
Find a way to disable their artillery.
Easy. We disable their lives. Disable their artillery. Ah, you missed. Ah! Ow! That was almost painful. I can't believe you did this. I can't believe you've done this. Got him. Got him again. Just gotta prank him, John. Prank him. Ow. That was a preemptive out because I knew it was coming, okay? There we go. Anything else hiding behind? No more secrets. Ah, there are more secrets. Thought you could hide from me, did you? Got it. There we go. Guess I gotta go back to the gatehouse real quick. Didn't have any like recoil. Lame. You know what? I should do equipment. Take all. Yara. Nope. Tally. Get her upgraded across the board. That's what I meant to give her. And I don't think I have any other armor for her. Nope. something. Okay. And squad. Oh, I got 8. There we go. And then still got 6 left. 2 left. Get first aid. And 1 more. 100. Yara. Get stasis unlocked. Holly. Have her unlock first aid. There we go. And shield boost. Dampening. Friction. Okay, now we're all upgraded. Toggling helmet off and on doesn't matter for her, because she always wears it. Got a new holster and run away.
Disable their artillery.
Yep, I'm here already. Something is ineffectively shooting. Oh, there it is. I thought I'd killed everything already. Apparently not. Making sure.
Here it comes.
Me there, bucko. Going down. I still don't know what my grenades are supposed to be doing. Because whatever it is, they don't appear to be doing it.
I'm reading that the grid is down, Commander. On approach to the Solarian base now. Out.
Ready to move on your word, Shepard.
There we go. Nice and simple. Got everything taken care of. Okay. See, if I could jump, I would literally just launch myself off the edge here. And probably die, which is why they don't allow you to do that. Let's go ahead and holster. Because everything should be dead around here. Look at that smooth running. I mean, man's is just too good. And away we go! Okay, yeah, I don't care about that. It was a bumpy ride, okay? See, it's just the lack of balance. Like, the shock absorption is just too good. See, lack of balance. Instantly traction. This way? Yes, this way. Because this way is a dead end. Just in case. There we go. Ah. It is in fact not a dead end. Anyways, now that we're back going in the correct direction. I guess I should have guessed because I get jammed when I'm going the right way. I am going the wrong direction. Dang it! I've already been this way. Probably should have read the map. That probably... What was that? Know exactly what I'm doing. Right. See, here's the opening that I was supposed to go through. He was having some funny ideas, and I wanted to make sure they didn't sustain. Let's go. Ow. How dare you? No clue if that does anything at all. I do not think it does. Just keep them focused on you. See, and that's what you're supposed to do.
FBI, open up!
There we go. I was trying to figure out what this guy's like. Just go down. Whoa. It's so cute how they charge. Not as cute when they do it successfully. Go ahead and just...
That was the final gate. Our path to the Solarian camp should be clear from here.
Dang it. Nope. Ow. I don't know why I said ow. That wasn't painful in the slightest. Dang it. I got this. I'll just... There we go. First try. You just didn't see any other tries. It's a primary attempt, okay? Let's go, my compatriots. Ooh, great. So nice that none of this has weight. Because I may or may not be the average person who is, in fact, a loot goblin and just takes things. Because maybe I'll need it later. Knowing full well, there's about a 95% chance I ain't using none of it. As seen by all the upgrades I constantly get and do not use. Or equip on my compatriots. My squad mates. My allies.
Commander, Normandy's touched down at the base, but it looks like we're grounded. The Solarian captain can explain when we get here.
Gotcha. Hate being grounded. So I did everything to avoid it. Did the smart thing. Didn't get caught. That awesome.
There's the Solarian captain.
Hey, we leveled up.
So what are we supposed to do now?
Stay put until we can come up with a plan.
What's going on?
Are you in charge here? What's the situation?
I'm Captain Kirahi, 3rd Infiltration Regiment STG. You and your crew have just landed in the middle of a hot zone. Every AA gun within 10 miles has been alerted to your presence.
What are we supposed to do in the meantime?
We stay put until the Council sends the reinforcements we requested.
I am the reinforcements.
We are the reinforcements.
What? You're all they sent? I told the Council to send a fleet.
We couldn't understand your transmission. They sent me to investigate.
That is a repetition of our task. I lost half my men investigating this place.
So what have you found?
Saren's base of operations. He set up a research facility here, but it's crawling with Geth and very well fortified.
Is he here? Have you seen him?
No, but his Geth are everywhere, and we've intercepted some comms referring to Saren. This is his facility, there's no doubt about that.
What's Saren researching?
He's using the facility to breed an army of Krogan.
Okay.
How is that possible?
Oh, hey, Rex.
Apparently, Saren has discovered a cure for the genophage.
What's so important about curing this genophage?
It was the solution to the Krogan problem.
We introduced the genophage to the Krogan population after the uprising, to quell their numbers. Without it, the Krogan will quickly overrun the galaxy. And these Krogan follow Saren.
The Geth are bad enough, but a Krogan army, he'd be almost unstoppable.
Exactly my thoughts. We must ensure that this facility and its secrets are destroyed.
Destroyed? I don't think so. Our people are dying. This cure can save them.
If that cure leaves this planet, the Krogan will become unstoppable. We can't make the same mistake again.
Right.
We are not a mistake.
Exactly.
Is he going to be a problem? We already have enough angry Krogan to deal with.
Don't worry about it, Captain.
I do worry. That's why I'm still alive.
Yeah.
Why don't you go talk to the Krogan? My men and I need some time to come up with a new plan of attack. In the meantime, if you need any supplies, you can talk to Commander Rentola. He's in one of the tents nearby.
Sounds good.
Looks like things are a bit of a mess.
Yeah. I wouldn't be so worried if it wasn't for Rex. It looks like he's gonna blow a gasket.
You think I should go talk to him?
It wouldn't hurt. Well, it might, actually. Just do it carefully.
Be ready.
I'll be careful, but be ready, just in case.
I'm always ready.
I know you are.
I've been on this mission
Soldier, okay. Hey, Rex, how
This
are
isn't
you?
right, Shepard. If there's a cure for the genophage, we can't destroy it.
Calm down, Rex. I'm not the enemy here. Saren's the one you should be mad at.
Really? Saren created a cure for my people. You want to destroy it.
I never said that.
Help me out here, Shepard. The lines between friend and foe are getting a little blurry from where I stand.
I shouldn't have to explain that to you, Rex.
Indulge me. If you can't give me a better reason than this to destroy the hopes of my people, then I'm done with you.
I can't let you jeopardize the mission.
So that's it. All this time, and that's all I get from you. How can you not see what this means to the Krogan? This base can't be destroyed. I won't allow it.
Saren doesn't care about these Krogan. They're tools, puppets. He'll destroy them as soon as they're no longer useful to him. Is that what you want for your people?
Exactly.
No, we were tools for the Council once. Thank us for wiping out the Rachni. They neutered us all. I doubt Saren will be as generous.
Exactly.
All right, Shepard. You've made your point. I don't like this, but I trust you enough to follow your lead. Just one thing. When we find Saren, I want his head.
You got it. Anyways, we've got points to deal with. Master shield boost, master immunity. Spectre training. Increase this. Master sabotage. And still got one more point, so we're gonna dump that into sniper rifles. Okay. Journal. Missions. Michigan's time? Okay. Just got those ones left. And then we'll go equipment. Let's get to Liara.
Your ability to calm the Krogan is impressive.
Thank you. I just had to speak his language.
If we're doing this, then let's go.
Something tells me I should take Rex on this mission.
Nice work with Rex. I didn't think anything would calm him down.
It won't be an easy fight, but we're ready when you are.
Normally I wouldn't think much of Solarians in a firefight, but these soldiers seem well trained.
Good. Let's talk with Tali.
The upcoming battle frightens me, but I know Saren must be stopped.
Go ahead and break into this because it's kind of what I do. Ooh. Turian and Krogan heavy armor. Nice.
Greetings, human. I am Commander Rentola. I can provide you with supplies for the upcoming mission. For anything else, I suggest you speak with Captain Kirahi.
Let me see what you have.
What little there is.
Yeah. Okay, so it's not as good as what I got. Okay. Not as good as what I got, and bye. There we go. And I think that's everyone. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Yep, that had to be everyone.
Thank you for speaking with the Krogan. The assault on Saren's base will be difficult enough as it is.
Got a plan?
I assume that means you've come up with a plan.
Of sorts. We can convert our ship's drive system into a 20-kiloton ordnance. Crude, but effective.
Nice. Drop that nuke from orbit, and Saren can kiss his Turian ass goodbye.
Unfortunately, the facility is too well fortified for that. We'll need to place the bomb at a precise location.
And
where do we take the nuke? And how do we get there?
The bomb must be taken to the far side of the facility. Your ship can drop it off, but we'll need to infiltrate the base, disable the AA guns, and pacify any ground forces first.
You want us to go in on foot? We don't have enough men.
I like
Good. I prefer a straight fight anyway.
It won't be that simple. We just don't have the numbers to meet them head on.
Of course not.
I'm going to divide my men into 3 teams and hit the front of the facility. While we've got their attention, you can sneak your shadow team in the back.
It's a good idea, but your people are gonna get slaughtered.
We're tougher than we look, Commander. But it's true. I don't expect many of us will make it out alive.
And I know how that feels.
And that makes what I'm going to ask even more difficult. I need one of your men to accompany me, to help coordinate the teams.
You expect me to commit one of my people to your command?
We are all soldiers by trade. If your people are not prepared to face such a risk, would you really want them by your side?
He's right, Commander. We can't do this without both teams at their best. I volunteer.
Sounds good, Caden.
Not so fast, LT. Commander Shepard will need you to arm the nuke. I'll go with the Solarians.
With all due respect, Gunnery Chief, it's not your place to decide.
Why is it that whenever someone says, with all due respect, they really mean kiss my ass?
Who would be better suited to the mission?
Either of these two will do, Commander. Both seem willing to sacrifice their lives if necessary, though if we are lucky, such sacrifices won't be required.
She's got a proclivity of not liking aliens. She volunteered, but I need his know-how.
Williams, you'll accompany the captain. No heroics, understood?
Aye, aye, Commander.
I will have the ordnance loaded onto the Normandy and brief your crew on its detonation sequencing.
Sounds
Do
good.
you have any questions before we go, Commander?
Exit plan.
The Normandy's picking me up. How will your teams escape the blast?
We will engage the Geth as long as possible. Once the bomb is in place, we will fall back to try and escape the blast radius. If we move quickly, we should be able to escape with acceptable casualties. If not, then our memories will live on as martyrs to a greater cause.
You talk like this is a suicide mission.
I won't lie to you, Commander. There is a chance none of us will survive this assault, even your team. But we do what is necessary.
Shadow seems clear enough. What will the other teams be called?
Igor, Manovai, and Jaeto.
Makes sense.
They were the initial settlements on our first 3 colony worlds. They are at the heart of Solarian territory to this day. These names will remind my men what they are fighting for. They must have a personal stake in the fight if we are to have any chance of success.
Let's go.
I'm ready when you are, Captain.
Excellent. Then if you'll excuse me, I need to prepare my men.
Well, this is it. Don't do anything stupid while I'm gone, LT. You too, Commander.
We'll be fine. You'll see.
Yeah, I just...
Caden and Rex.
Good luck.
Is there something you want to say, Chief?
I don't know. It's just weird, going under someone else's command. I've got used to working with you. All of you.
Don't worry. We'll see you on the other side.
Exactly.
I know. It's been an honor serving with you, Commander.
Whatever happens, everyone just keep shooting. We go in hard, hit them harder, and we'll be the only damn thing that comes out the other side.
You bet, Commander.
Yeah. Let's do this.
You all know the mission and what is at stake. I have come to trust each of you with my life. But I have also heard murmurs of discontent. I share your concerns. We are trained for espionage. We would be legends, but the records are sealed. Glorying in battle is not our way.
Exactly.
Think of our heroes. The silent step who defeated a nation with a single shot. Or the ever-alert who kept armies at bay with hidden facts. These giants do not seem to give us solace here, but they are not all that we are. Before the network, there was the fleet. Before diplomacy, there were soldiers.
This is a good speech.
Our influence stopped the Arachni, but before that, we held the line. Our influence stopped the Krogan, but before that, we held the line.
Dude's got a real knack.
Our influence will stop Saren. In the battle today, we will hold the line.
Let's go.
Good luck, Commander. I hope we will meet again.
I hope so as well. Like, okay. Caden, take Rex. Hold the line. Yep. This is best. He's gonna arm the bomb. He's gonna be there for the flavor. And nothing could possibly go wrong. I make great decisions.
Comm check. Do you read me, Commander?
Affirmative.
Loud and clear.
Good. We'll start our push. We'll try to make it to the AA guns, but it might be up to you to finish the job. And Commander, if you see any way to undermine their defenses, we could definitely use the help.
You got it. First things first. I got a lot of leveling to do. Let's see. Go ahead. Go ahead and get this all the way to the top. This. Go. At least get lift started. It's stasis unlocked. This maxed out as well. Electronics started. Overload. Advanced barrier. Okay. Now for Rex. 2, 5. Advanced overkill. Master overkill. And I got one more, right? Yep. Increased stasis. Come back to me. Okay. Go back. Go to equipment. Take all. Go to Caden. This swapped out. This swapped out. There we go. Actually, let me check. Okay, yeah. 117. There we go. Nope. Hydra 2, Phoenix 2. Looks like it's Hydra 2. And okay. Let me make sure. Oh yes, here we go. I knew there was something else I was looking for. Ah, now he's in all white. And now it looks weird. Yeah, I'm kind of regretting that decision. But it's the best armor.
Shadow's on the ground.
Oh, thanks.
Shadow's on the ground.
I have no clue what he's saying. That is too loud. Ow, ow. Come on, let me shoot through the rocks.
Monovi is under coordinated crossfire. Check the long-range turrets helping to get the target.
Ow. What? We're swapping. Could have sworn. No, no. There we go. That's one. Ow. This. There we go. Perfect. I don't know why you wouldn't do that. Like, why would you not actively? Because the more they're able to take out, the less that ends up on my plate.
Something scrambled. They're targeting. We've got a shot. Chief Williams, take the heat off Manavai.
There we go. Eventually I'll get good enough to quick scope with this thing, but until then. Are they above or what? Come on. Show yourself. There we go. I think it might have been glitched because it doesn't look like it's supposed to have been able to hide back there. What? There we go. This way. Okay. Here so, but it feels like I wouldn't started this way.
They're calling SAT strikes. Dieto, watch for comm stations. Williams, can you see anything?
There we go. Clean pickoff.
Aircraft heading to perimeter stations to recharge. Bunker up before they come back.
Fuel platform. Fortunately, so did he, so we're good.
Captain Kirby's down. Agor, form up a tandem. Hold that line.
Did I already go past the refueling platform? Because that's where I was headed. Let's go this way real quick. No, I did not. I missed the refueling platform. That I should have killed them all when I had the chance. I'm gonna have to redo a bunch of stuff. Where am I? Okay. It's not terrible. Let's get the sniper out and ready.
Aircraft heading to perimeter stations to recharge. Bunker up before they come back.
This way. There we go. So this way. Come on, Pete. Ow. How is he just shooting through that? There we go. Come on. Let's go. Okay. Maybe coming from the other side is in fact better.
Aircraft heading to perimeter stations to recharge. Bunker up before they come back.
Shot. There we go. Bolster up real quick. Allow everyone to heal a second.
Captain Kirby's down. Agor, form up with the anthem. Hold that line.
Ow. No, move. There we go. Is he? Yeah, he should be. Is he not? He isn't. Now he is. backing up. But how? Come on. Let's not be too close. There is a blast radius. There we go. Drop down just to be sure. Okay. Just took a second for the marker to fade. Go ahead, holster, because we should be clear. There's nothing on the other side. Wait for our compatriots. There they are. You know what I should do? Take all. Caden, armor. Face. There we go. And there we go. So what is it right now? 2.3. Much better. Okay. Now he'll actively regain health, so I don't have to think about it anymore.
Holding ground. JL2 around me. Shadow team must be getting close.
Oh yeah. Perfect. Take off. Time to access.
We've got access to base security. Should be able to cut the alarms from here. Might even be able to trigger alarms on the far side of the base. It'll clear the guards out for us, but they might be too much for Williams and the Solarians to handle.
Just disable the alarms. We can handle any guards inside.
Yep, I don't want to overrun them. What's going on here? I don't know, man. You are coming in contact with this stuff as fast as I am. we go. Nothing too crazy. Plus the stars. Again, manual override. Got the SLRE. Hello?
Is someone out there?
Let's see what we can do. Gotcha. The other one. There we go.
Okay, can we hold him here? Damn it, fill those holes. Come on, Shepard, hurry it up!
I'm going as fast as I can. Is there no way to open those cages? Doesn't look like. But there might be. Let's go down. It does.
Oh, you're not a gat. And you're not wearing a lab coat. I guess I'm glad to see you. Lieutenant Gonto Imnes of the 3rd Infiltration Regiment, captured during recon. I assume the fleet was called in to destroy the base?
Sentinel alone.
Transmission wasn't clear. The fleet's not coming.
I see. Then you must be the infiltration team. I know the captain. He will want this facility destroyed. My team was altered, indoctrinated. He knew about the breeding grounds. But the indoctrination is a greater threat. And far more horrifying.
Yes, we
I
will
watched
need you.
good people reduced to mindless husks. There isn't anything left. Others died during the experiments. I envy them.
Do you know anything about the experiments they were conducting?
Gotta go fast,
They
though.
were studying indoctrination. Symptoms, progress. Saren uses it to control his people, but I don't think he fully understands it.
Okay.
I don't know much else. I just saw what it did to the others. Turned them into empty husks. I can't end up like that, please. Let me out.
I'm opening your cell, but then you're on your own.
Don't look back and hope to outrun the blast, A better chance than I had before you showed up. Thank you, human. And good luck. You'll need it.
I meant to bring him along with me, but they're mindless, so yeah, no, we're good. Open. Thank you. I should have at least kept eyes on him, if nothing else. But that will be a mistake for later. So insane. Anyone else up top? Doesn't look like it. Okay. On the D8 station. Make sure nothing's gonna try and sweep behind us. This stuff, they don't need it. Oof, thank you. What am I supposed to do to open that door? didn't help. Was there a door I missed? Or a console? I had to have missed something. Yeah, that was useless. Okay.
What do you want? I told you everything. Who are you? Alliance, right? I knew someone would come. It tried to break me, but it couldn't. I shut it out.
Nobody's going anywhere till I get some answers.
Yep.
Private Mano Savat of the 3rd Infiltration Regiment STG, sir. Captured well on reconnaissance 6 days ago. Glad to answer, sir. Never any questions from these bastards. Just whispers and poking and cutting. I'd said anything to get out and get some payback. It's not too much to ask, is it? A little payback?
Fit to fight?
Can you help me, or will I be carrying you out of here?
I'll be at your back every step of the way. I just need to get out of here and away from that incessant whispering. They've piped it in for days now.
Something's not right here, Commander.
If we don't let him out, he's as good as dead. We have to do something.
Yes, leaving me here would be bad. Very bad. It's too small in the noise. Just don't go away. Whispering is loud, you know? I need to get out. Let me out.
Set him free. He could help us.
Yes, sir. You'll find I am very good at following orders.
Good.
Should be. I hear them over and over. Why are they repeated when they're so simple? Damn simple!
There we go. Okay. Can't get into it. Cool. Is that the story piece I was missing so I could continue? Let's go find out. So, how am I supposed to get in there? What else? Disable the AA guns. The last thing it says. What am I missing? Sup, Kindu? Currently, no clue why I can't progress, so I'm retracing my steps. Back to lab, to detention cells. Thought I was trying to get to here. There we go. So I've already gone to the detention cells. I guess to the lab. Oh, right, because I have to destroy the...
What is going on here? Where are the guards? Where is Sarah? No, stay back. This is important work. This is the glorious salvation of my species. You will not destroy the work we have started.
this stuff. This stuff. Probably gonna need to go through that door. Before I do so. There we go. According to these files, the guys are planning a massive assault. Saren has given orders that they begin something. Okay. Now that we've gained some vital intelligence. There's gotta be stuff out here. That was one. This time. There we go, got the second one. Doing good.
Don't shoot! Please, I just want to get out of here before it's too late.
Calm down.
I'm not going to hurt you. Who are you?
Ranatha Noctis, neurospecialist. But this job isn't worth dying over, or worse. You think the indoctrination only affects prisoners? Sooner or later, Saren will want to dissect my brain too.
What are you going on about?
I thought this was a breeding facility.
Not this level. We're studying Sovereign's effect on organic minds. At least that's what I assumed. Saren kept us in the dark as much as possible.
You helped him and you don't even know why?
I didn't have the option of negotiating. This position is a little more permanent than I'd expected. But I can help you. This elevator behind me goes to Saren's private lab. I can get you in. See? Full access. All of Saren's private files. Are we good? Can I go?
Research.
What were you studying here?
It's that ship, Sovereign. It emits some kind of signal. Undetectable, but it's there. I've seen the effects. Saren uses it to influence his followers, to control them.
Makes sense.
It's called indoctrination. Direct exposure to the signal turns you into a mindless slave, like the Solarian test subjects. But there's collateral damage, too.
What do you mean by collateral damage?
Sovereign's signal is too strong. Spend too much time near the ship and you feel it, like a tingle at the back of the skull. It's like a whisper you can't quite hear. You're compelled to do things, but you don't know why. You just obey. Eventually,
so
you just stop thinking for
turns
yourself.
into a robot. Makes sense.
It happens to everyone at the facility. My first test subject was the man I replaced. Now I just want to get out of here before it happens to me.
Why is Saren researching this? Isn't he the one controlling it?
The signal comes from the ship. It makes us obey Saren, but I don't think he controls it. Not exactly. I think he's scared it might be affecting him. Indoctrination is subtle. By the time the effects become noticeable, it's usually too late.
So Saren,
Tell me more about this signal.
By a puppet
Signal's
master
not
from
exactly
the ship.
the right word. There is some kind of energy field emanating from the ship. It changes thought patterns. Over time, days, maybe a week, it weakens your will.
Okay.
You become easier to manipulate and control, but it's a degenerative condition. There's a balance between control and usefulness. The less freedom the subject maintains, the less capable it becomes.
I'm gonna blow this place to hell and gone. If you want to make it out alive, you better start running.
Yep.
What? You can't. But I'll never. Ah!
You enjoyed that?
A little bit. Primarily because that's the same chance I'm getting. For the most part, at least. Let's see. There we go. Let's go.
Commander, look over here. It's another beacon. Like the one on Eden Prime.
Can I touch it? I can. Maybe well, had I known, I would have brought Liara, but obviously I didn't know. Because she definitely would have liked to interact with this. And I have more visions.
I get the feeling something bad is about to happen.
Oh no, that looks like a mech.
You are not Saren.
What is that? Some kind of VI interface?
No.
Rudimentary creatures of blood and flesh. You touch my mind, fumbling in ignorance, incapable of understanding.
I don't think this is a VI.
There is a realm of existence so far beyond your own, you cannot even imagine it.
It is sovereign.
I am beyond your comprehension. I am sovereign.
Sovereign isn't just some Reaper ship Saren found. It's an actual Reaper.
Reaper, a label created by the Protheans to give voice to their destruction. In the end, what they chose to call us is irrelevant. We simply are. The Protheans vanished 50,000 years ago. You couldn't have been there. It's impossible.
What are you talking about? It's an AI. Easily could have.
Organic life is nothing but a genetic mutation. An accident. Your lives are measured in years and decades. You wither and die. We are eternal, the pinnacle of evolution and existence. Before us, you are nothing. Your extinction is inevitable. We are the end of everything.
I don't stand alone.
There is an entire galaxy of races united and ready to face you.
Confidence born of ignorance. The cycle cannot be
They are
broken.
probably the ones that destroy.
Cycle? What cycle?
I know the cycle.
The pattern has repeated itself more times than you can fathom. Organic civilizations rise, evolve, advance, and at the apex of their glory, they are extinguished.
Exactly.
The Protheans were not the first. They did not create the Citadel. They did not forge the mass relays. They merely found them. The legacy of my kind.
Why would you construct the mass relays, then leave them for someone else to find?
Your civilization is based on the technology of the mass relays. Our technology. By using it, your society develops along the paths we desire.
So it's...
We impose order on the chaos of organic evolution. You exist because we allow it, and you will end because we demand it.
Makes
They're
sense.
harvesting us. Letting us advance to the level they need, then wiping us out.
So then why?
What do you want from us? Slaves? Resources?
Because...
My kind transcends your very understanding. We are each a nation, independent, free of all weakness. You cannot even grasp the nature of our existence.
Where did you come from? Who built you?
We have no beginning. We have no end. We are infinite. Millions of years after your civilization has been eradicated and forgotten, we will endure.
And there's more?
Where are the rest of the Reapers? Are you the last of your kind?
We are Legion. The time of our return is coming. Our numbers will darken the sky of every world. You cannot escape your doom.
You're not even alive. Not really. You're just a machine. And machines can be broken.
Exactly.
Your words are as empty as your future. I am the vanguard of your destruction. This exchange is over.
We got trouble.
Hit me, Joker.
That ship's Sovereign? It's moving. I don't know what you did down there, but that thing just pulled a turn that would shear any of our ships in half.
Yep.
It's coming your way and it's coming hard. You need to wrap things up in there fast.
This console is shot. Orders, Commander?
We'll head for the breeding facility. Time to blow this place to hell.
Right, Commander. I'll meet you there. Joker out.
Just enough time to turn the wrong way. Very good.
The gas are turning. Shepard must be getting close. Janto, circle around. Keep them here.
No.
Keep them...
No! I swear if she does. Go. So much quieter down here. Okay. Ooh, just stuck. I almost feel bad. I had to come out of misery. You ain't hit me with 2 of those in a row. It ain't happening. Okay, we got that passive heal going. Yeah, turn. Hit. Ow.
Nice work with that gun, Commander. We've got the other one in our sights.
Shields down.
That hurt a lot.
Gotta make sure that.
Catching you up. Nope, I missed. And he's dead. I definitely hit him with my last shot. Okay. Actually need it for once.
There's the gun. Clear those gaps and get the charges set.
Both of them. Both of them.
Charges are set. Everyone get low, now!
I don't like how wide open this is.
All right! Nice work. That's one less thing to worry about. Commander, I'm bringing us in. I'll get as close to the site as I can.
Sounds good. Is that a good sound? I don't think it is. Why is it whistling? There it is. I don't like it, it's too quiet.
Bomb is in position. We're all set here.
Commander, can you read me?
The nuke is almost ready. Get to the rendezvous point, Williams.
Negative, Commander. The Geth have us pinned down on the AA tower. We've taken heavy casualties. Captain Kirahi is dead. We'll never make the rendezvous point in time.
Hold tight. We're coming to get you.
Negative! Just make sure that nuke is set. We'll hold them as long as we...
Wait a second.
It's okay, Commander. I need a couple of minutes to finish arming the bomb. Go get them and meet me back here.
Up to the AA tower. Move.
Let's see. Let's grab her, I guess. Barrier. And a little bit more into stasis. Oh, I actually have 12 levels to do. Advanced assassination and skip to Rex. Only got 2. It's fine. We're going to increase his throw. Okay. I don't know why I didn't get I got anything from him. Which is why I didn't think he was actually dead. Let's go up. Gotta open the crate real quick. Let's go. Of course they are.
Heads up, LT. Just spotted the cruise ship headed to your location.
It's already here. There's gas pouring out all over the bomb site.
Can you hold them off?
There's too many. I don't think we can survive until you get here. I'm activating the bomb.
What the hell are you doing, Alenko?
I'm just making sure this bomb goes off, no matter what. It's done, good. Commander. Go get Williams and get the hell out of here.
Screw that. We can handle ourselves. Go back and get Alenko.
Williams, radio Joker and tell him to meet us on the AA tower.
Yes, Commander,
It's the right choice, and you know it, Ash.
Stay alive. I'll be coming to get you too, Caden.
I think we both know that's not gonna happen, Commander.
Damn it. Why can't he get onto the thing? No, I don't want Caden to die. No. I did. I misclicked. I didn't think it through.
We need to move fast, Commander. We can't hold them off here much longer. Towards the corner. Pressing fire.
Impressive diversion, Shepard. My Geth were utterly convinced the Solarians were the real threat.
Yep.
Of course, it was all for nothing. I can't let you disrupt what I've accomplished here. You can't possibly understand what's really at stake.
Sovereign and its kind destroyed the Protheans. What else is there to understand?
You've seen the vision from the beacons, Shepard. You of all people should understand what the Reapers are capable of. They cannot be stopped. Do not mire yourself in pointless revolt. Do not sacrifice everything for the sake of petty freedoms. The Protheans tried to fight, and they were utterly destroyed. Trillions dead. But what if they had bowed before the invaders? Would the Protheans still exist? Is submission not preferable to extinction?
Do you really believe the Reapers will let us live?
Now you see why I never came forward with this to the Council. We organics are driven by emotion instead of logic. We will fight even when we know we cannot win.
He's been modified.
But if we work with the Reapers, if we make ourselves useful, think how many lives could be spared. Once I understood this, I joined Sovereign, though I was aware of the dangers. I had hoped this facility could protect me.
You're afraid Sovereign is influencing you? You're afraid he's controlling your thoughts.
Mm-hmm. I've studied the effects of indoctrination. The more control Sovereign exerts, the less capable the subject becomes. That is my saving grace.
Of course.
Sovereign needs me to find the conduit. My mind is still my own, for now. But the transformation from ally to servant can be subtle. I will not let it happen to me.
Why are the Geth following Sovereign?
They believe Sovereign to be some kind of god, the pinnacle of their own evolution. But the reaction of their deity is most telling. It is insulted. Sovereign does not desire the pitiful devotions the Geth hurl at it. They are just tools, and no amount of belief on their part will change that.
Of course.
But as tools, they are useful. They will survive the coming invasion. If organic life is to survive, we must also prove we are useful. We must work with the Reapers.
Tell me why Sovereign needs the conduit. Tell me what it is. Maybe we can find a way to stop them.
The conduit is the key to your destruction and my salvation. Sovereign needs my help to find it. That is the only reason I have not been indoctrinated.
Sovereign's manipulating you and you don't even know it. You're already under its power.
No, Sovereign needs me. If I find the conduit, I've been promised a reprieve from the inevitable.
So
this is my only hope.
Don't you see? You're just a tool. Sovereign's using you. In the end, you'll be tossed aside with all the rest.
Do you think you can sway me, Shepard? Do you think I haven't already thought of this?
Yeah.
Sovereign is a machine. It thinks like a machine. If I can prove my value, I become a resource worth maintaining. There is no other logical conclusion.
You were a Spectre. You were sworn to defend the galaxy. Then you broke that vow to save yourself.
Yep.
I'm not doing this for myself. Don't you see? Sovereign will succeed. It is inevitable. My way is the only way any of us will survive. I'm forging an alliance between us and the Reapers, between organics and machines. And in doing so, I will save more lives than have ever existed.
Of course,
but you would undo my work. You would doom our entire civilization to complete annihilation. And for that, you must die.
Yeah. Done with your monologue yet? Back up. Bruh. Okay. Bruh. Exactly. Do I have to listen to that monologue again? I should have saved.
We need to move fast. We can't hold them off for much longer. Watch the corner.
was all for... You've seen the vision from the beak. Trillions dead. But what if they had bowed before the... Once I understood this, I joined Sovereign, though I was aware of the...
Yep.
Sovereign needs me to find the conduit. But as tools, they are useful. The conduit is the key to your destruction. No, Sovereign needs me. Sovereign is a machine.
How did I miss that one? Got him! Damn it!
All right, everybody, hang on!
I'm gonna have to deal with survivor's remorse, or...
I can't believe Caden didn't make it. How could we just leave him down there?
We had to leave him behind. Saren has to be stopped, at any cost.
It should have been me, Commander. You know that.
It wasn't your call, Williams. I had to choose. I chose you.
I'm sorry, Commander. You saved my life. I'm grateful for that. But it should have been me. Alenko was a superior officer. I would have gladly stayed behind.
Don't blame yourself.
It wasn't your fault. It wasn't my fault. The only one to blame here is Saren.
Yes.
Yes, sir. We'll get it done.
Exactly.
Commander, excuse me for interrupting, but I have an idea. I think the beacon you found in Saren's base was similar to the one you found on Eden Prime.
Correct.
Tell me, your visions, have they changed at all? Do you know where the conduit is now?
Something is
different. The vision changed, but it's still not clear.
That is unfortunate. I am afraid our only choice is to go to Pharaoh's. Maybe we will find what we need there.
I'll let Joker know where we're headed. Dismissed.
Commander, there's a comm buoy nearby. I can link us in if you want to report back to the Citadel Council. You know, to warn them about Sovereign.
Set the link up, Joker. They need to know.
Patching it through.
Commander Shepard, I'm pleased to see your mission on Vermeer was a success.
Saren is formidable enough without an army of Krogan serving under him.
The Krogan would have served Sovereign, a Reaper.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we saw mention of this on your report. Sovereign, Ascension machine, a true artificial intelligence. This news is quite alarming, if it turns out to be accurate.
Sovereign's real. The Reapers are real. Saren even admitted it.
He's playing you, Shepard. Saren still has contacts on the Citadel. He probably saw your earlier reports. The ones talking about your vision and the Reapers.
It's highly possible Saren is using false information to throw you off balance. Our own intelligence has never turned up any corroborating information.
I really want to. Really want to.
Sooner or later, you're gonna have to take something I say on faith, Counselor.
Try to see this from our perspective, Commander. Saren is a threat we can recognize. However, as far as we know, the Reapers only exist in your visions.
Of course.
Our decisions affect trillions of lives. We cannot act on the accusations of a single person, even a Spectre.
Yeah.
Not without solid evidence.
It'd be different if I wasn't
human,
human, I'm
cannot
sure.
take any official action here. That is why we created the Spectres. You have the authority to act as you see fit.
If you truly believe Sovereign is the real threat, you must take whatever steps are necessary to stop it. And Saren.
Of course.
Good luck, Commander. From all of us.
Thanks.
Miss Williams, Commander, we need to talk. If we do not resolve this situation now, I am afraid things might become awkward.
Oh, awkward, huh?
What?
I hope we can keep this civilized. I do not want things to become unpleasant.
Because it's been so pleasant between us lately. Look, somebody in this room needs to make a choice. It ain't me, and it ain't you.
I should have seen this coming.
I am afraid it was inevitable. I may not know much about human relationships, but I understand the concept of jealousy.
Of course.
Jealous? Of you? You're not even our species.
Perhaps that is why you feel threatened. I am a rival unlike any you have faced before. Hostility is a common reaction to the unfamiliar.
Doctor, you keep smartassing me, I'll show you what my hostile reaction is like.
I won't have my crew fighting.
I agree, Shepard, which is why you must choose, Ashley or me.
We're not married, Shepard. You want to get involved with some alien? Go ahead. It's none of my business.
Let's see. It's a tough decision. I did just save one from death. But I don't know. My indecision. It's my undoing.
You're special to me, Ash.
Yeah? Kinda hard to feel special while you're always chatting with your little blue friend on the side. Or is that my role?
This is exactly what I was trying to avoid. I never should have told you of my feelings, Shepard. I have put you in a terrible position. I am sorry.
You were right to tell me, Liara. I feel the same way.
I've heard enough. We're resolving this now, Shepard. Me or her.
See, I want to choose this option just to see what the reactions would be, but I have a feeling that it would be not good, so I will not choose it and not let my curiosity get the best of me. I think I'm gonna have to say goodbye to Liara, simply because I think her primary interest is more in my Prothean
I never
stuff.
meant for you to get hurt, but Ash is the one I really care about.
I understand, Commander. Perhaps it is for the best. She is one of your own kind. I am sure you and Miss Williams will be very happy. I should go. I need to check on something.
Yep.
Dear God, I think I actually feel sorry for her.
Liara's stronger than she looks. She'll be fine.
I'm betting you never had your heart broke at 15. Rejection hurts, Shepard, even if you act strong. Let's not talk about this here. It's not really the right setting for intimate conversation. You know where to find me.
Yep. I knew that was coming. How did I get Paragon out of that? Wait. How did I get Paragon? Is it because I didn't choose the, why can't I have both option? Would that have given me Renegade? Well, time for me to go downstairs. And can't talk to Caden anymore because he's dead, which sucks. Yeah, I didn't think I'd actually have any emotional attachment, but I'm feeling genuine emotions of sadness.
Commander Shepard, I hope you are not here to check up on me.
I wanted to make sure you were doing okay.
I feel a bit embarrassed about what happened earlier. You reached out to me as a friend, and I thought it was something more. The mistake was mine.
No,
but I would
should've.
still like to be friends. Can we just put this whole incident behind us?
I won't mention it again.
I would appreciate that. Is there something else you wanted to ask me?
I just wanted to talk.
Fair enough. What did you want to talk about?
Nothing.
I should go.
Goodbye, Commander.
Not talking with the doctor because she's probably going to try and talk to me about stuff I don't want to talk about, such as my own mental fortitude as to what happened, and having to leave Caden behind due to my own wrong actions. Let's talk to Garrus.
Commander, good to see you. You've been with CSEC a while. Have you seen much action?
Well, not as much as you, but yeah, I've seen some interesting things.
Specifics?
I bet you have. Anything in particular that stands out?
I remember this Solarian geneticist I was sent to investigate. That case was a bit disturbing.
How so?
What happened? Why were you investigating them?
I was tasked with tracking black market trade on the Citadel. Most of it harmless, nothing I needed to pursue. But during the course of my investigation, I noticed an increase in the trade of body parts, organs mostly. We usually get a few of those, but not the numbers I was seeing. We weren't sure if there was a new black market lab or if some freak was harvesting organs from citizens.
Is this common?
You've seen this before on the Citadel?
Every so often, some lab sells unwanted parts through the black market, but they're not as bad as the psychos.
Okay.
I remember this one L-Corps diplomat we caught in my first year on the job. He was hacking people up and selling their organs. Had the station in a bit of a panic.
Fine.
But this case wasn't that clear-cut. Turns out there was more going on than we first realized.
What'd you find?
So how did you figure out what was happening?
First, we got a hold of a sample and ran DNA tests. The weird thing was, the match led us to a Turian who was still alive and was very convinced he'd never lost his liver. After a bit of digging, I discovered this Turian worked briefly for Dr. Salion, the geneticist.
They
So
were
I went to his
growing
lab hoping to find evidence of cloned organ development, but there was nothing. No Solarian hearts, no Turian livers, not one Krogan testicle.
You're kidding, right? Why would anyone want Krogan testicles?
Some Krogan believe that testicle transplants can increase their virility, counteract the effects of the genophage. It doesn't work, but that doesn't stop them from buying. They'll pay up to 10,000 credits each. That's 40,000 for a full set.
Yep, 4 nuts.
Somebody's making a killing out there.
What did you do about the geneticist?
I brought in some of his employees for interrogation to see if I could get them to talk. While I was interviewing one of them, I came across something suspicious.
What?
Yeah? Go on.
One of my detainees started bleeding profusely during the interview. We offered to patch him up, and he got frantic, freaked out. I ordered a full exam to find out what was going on. Our medics found incisions all over his body, some of them fresh. That was our big break. These people weren't just Dr. Salion's employees. They were test tubes. Walking, living test tubes.
That's sick.
He was growing parts inside these people?
Exactly. He cloned their organs right inside their own bodies. Then he harvested them and sold them off. Most of the victims were poor. He'd pay them each a small percentage of the sales, but only if the organs were good. Sometimes an organ wouldn't grow properly, so he'd just leave it in them. Most of them were a mess, but only on the inside, hidden so nobody could see it.
Did you hope he got what he deserved?
That's the worst part. We never caught him.
What?
Why not? What the hell happened?
He ran, blew his lab, grabbed some of his employees, and headed for the nearest space dock. By the time I found out, his ship was already leaving. He threatened to kill his hostages if we tried to stop him.
But you went after him anyway, right?
Have to.
I ordered Citadel Defense to shoot him down, but CSEC headquarters countermanded my order. They were worried about the hostages, worried about civilian casualties if the ship was destroyed so close to the Citadel. I told them those hostages were dead anyway. I just used them to make more organs. But they wouldn't listen.
Well, you can't get them all.
No, but letting him get away like that.
Yep.
All they had to do was disable that ship, stop him from running. Maybe the hostages die, maybe they don't, but at least we stopped the bastard responsible for it all.
It's a tough choice.
I suppose I can see both sides. But what's done is done.
We'll have to look for him.
I suppose. Can't waste too much time worrying about it now. Just wish I could have stopped him. That's all.
Do you have any idea what happened to Dr. Salion?
I sent out feelers from time to time, hoping to find something. I thought I'd found him a while back. He changed ships and changed his name to Dr. Hart, his idea of a joke, I
Of
guess.
course.
I told the military, but they weren't convinced it was him. I got the transponder frequency for his new ship, but I just can't get anyone to check it out.
I'll check out the coordinates when I get a chance.
I was hoping you'd say that. But Commander, take me with you when you go. If it's Salion, I want to be there when you find him.
I got it. I'm gonna save her last.
You have my gratitude, Commander. Most people would have left our team behind. Still, I find the loss of Captain Kirahi troubling. But I won't blame you. I know you lost one of your own as well.
Lieutenant Alenko knew the risks. So did your captain.
That doesn't console me. Our unit will feel the loss of the captain in ways that will be impossible to measure.
Oh yeah.
The mission was a success. That will have to be enough. We won't trouble you for long. Our unit will be disbanded as soon as we depart. Good luck, Commander Shepard.
got heated back on Vermeer. You did what you had to do. I respect your choice.
I appreciate what you did, Rex. I won't forget it.
Just make sure it was worth it.
You know it.
Saren has to pay for what he's done.
No matter what it takes, I'm gonna hunt him down and kill him.
I like the sound of that.
So long, Rex.
Shepard.
See, just the end just throws me off every time because it sounds less like an ending.
Figured you'd be busy with tactical briefings and whatnot.
And
don't know what I think about us attacking today, of all days. Kind of an ill omen.
You mean on the anniversary of the First Contact War?
The end of it, yeah. My family always marks it. I'm the only Williams here. I guess you'd be the only other one interested in it.
Seems like an odd thing to celebrate. That was 26 years ago.
In our family, it's not really a celebration, more like an obligation.
Really?
Don't tell me you don't know about my family. My commanders always find out. It's not in my files or something?
There's almost nothing in your files. Technical scores and a list of crap assignments.
There's a reason for the crap assignments. I'm General Williams' granddaughter, the commander of the Shanxi garrison in the war. The only human ever to surrender to an alien race.
Now I understand.
I see. That's why you drive yourself so hard.
A Williams has to be better than the best, if only to avoid suspicion. That's what my dad told me the night before he retired. It takes a special kind of big-headed to march into a job where your family's blacklisted. I did it anyway. I'm not gonna let our name go down with Arnold and Quisling. Granddad deserved better than that.
Is this why you're always going on about the Council?
If everyone else can look at Shanxi and say, this is why humanity needs to be stronger, then so can I. I'm entitled.
Gotcha.
So, you still interested in me? Baggage and all?
You're a difficult woman. Hard to read. Hard to keep in line.
Awfully smug, Shepard. What makes you think you can keep me in line? But hey, once we save the galaxy, maybe the Alliance will get its act together. Start acting like an actual government.
We better get going then. Seems I've got something to look forward to after we're done.
More than you know. I have a feeling things will come to a head soon. But don't worry, Shepard. I'll protect you.
About Lieutenant Alenko. How are you holding up?
Can't say I'm better. Sorry for anything I said back there. I don't want any deaths on my hands, and it's my fault.
I don't like losing people either.
It's funny. I don't have any fear of dying for the Alliance. I think of someone dying for me.
Thank you for the jump
If you
scare.
don't mind my asking, how did you deal with the losses on a cruise?
Orange Oni, welcome. Let's see.
It was my job to get everyone out safe. I failed.
It
About not
was
to
a
let that happen again.
I will say, well
Same
placed.
here.
I was not
I'll
expecting
remember
it.
and I'll do better for
Actually got a reaction out of me.
Yeah. I guess that's all we can do. Thanks for the advice, Skipper.
What's your opinion on the last mission?
We've got
Ah, okay. Good to see you, my friend. How's Texas treating you? Right? Back out in Texas.
All life dozens of times over. I think the odds are against us.
I do like the rebrand, though.
We have an advantage. We know they're coming and we know about their indoctrination.
I don't plan to lie down and die, Skipper. Don't worry about that. But
Sounds
I'm
good.
infantry. Against Reapers, my rifle may as well fire spitballs. I won't have a place in this war. That's what pisses me off, not being able to shoot back.
What's your opinion on the last mission?
I already
We've
asked
got
that.
a hard fight ahead.
Good
Fleets
so
of
far.
AI dreadnoughts
Started working at
who've
Home Depot.
exterminated
Nice.
all life dozens of times over. I think the odds are against us.
When it comes to the survival of humanity, who gives a rat's ass about odds? We're gonna fight them.
Okay.
Damn straight we will, Skipper. But I'm infantry. That's what pisses me off, not being able to shoot back.
We'll talk later, Williams.
Looking forward to it, Skipper.
Perfect. Okay. Then there's nothing down this way, right? Right, Tali. There we go.
Shepard, I'm glad you're here.
Oh, glad you're feeling
Good
better.
to see you smiling again, so to speak.
I'm sleeping much better now. I guess I'm getting used to how quiet your ship is. I still think a lot about my pilgrimage, though.
Yeah?
I know Saren's our top priority, but with all the worlds we go to, I was hoping to find something to bring back to the flotilla.
We've still got a long way to go. You'll find something to take back.
Yes, but it cannot just be some derelict ship my people can use for salvage. It has to be more than that. There's a lot expected of me.
What's so special about you?
It's my father. He's the senior member of the Admiralty Board. He's one of only 5 people who can overrule the decisions of the Conclave for the good of the migrant
Of course.
fleet. My father is responsible for the lives of 17 million people. Our entire race is in his hands, and I'm his only child.
Royalty.
So are you some kind of heir to the Quarian throne or something?
No, it doesn't work that way. My father's position isn't hereditary. I'll probably never serve on the Admiralty Board myself. Officially, I'm just the same as any other citizen. But it doesn't work that way in practice. People have always treated me differently because of who my father is.
Preferential?
You must get all kinds of special privileges.
I probably had it easier than most growing up, but it's not all good. People like my father have enemies,
Of
and
course.
they're not above using me to get to him.
That's a lot
It
of
must
pressure.
be tough on you.
My people place a high value on family and ancestry. There's an unspoken expectation that I'll live up to my father's example.
Ooh.
Everyone's waiting for me to do something great on my pilgrimage. Something that will forever change our lives for the better. If I don't, it's like I failed, and that reflects badly on both me and my father.
What if we save the galaxy?
The work you're doing here is more important than anything any Quarian has ever done before.
Yes, I know. But you have to understand Quarian culture. We're a very insular society. The events beyond the flotilla don't much matter to the average citizen. Our greatest dream is that one day we'll return to our homeworld and drive out the Geth. But even if we stop Saren, that's not going to happen. There's still millions of Geth behind the veil. Until they're gone, our exile will continue.
So what's the answer?
What would you need to bring back to make everyone happy?
Something that would help us better understand the Geth. They've changed significantly since the exile. They've continued to evolve. We've done our best to study them, but it's not easy.
No.
They're very reclusive. Until recently, they never went beyond the borders of the Veil. And all the Geth we run into now are under Saren's control. We'd need to find Geth operating on their own, independently.
Interesting.
But I don't want this to get in the way of our mission, Shepard. First, we stop Saren. Then I'll worry about my own problems.
Okay.
I should go.
I think that's enough lore for
See you
one sitting.
later.
And away we go. Travel to the system. Pharaohs, I think. Come on out. Speaking of the sharing, I know it's completely out of left field on this. The only tying is the name and space and aliens. But the Animorphs, yeah, I discovered that the Animorph TV show is on Amazon Prime, and I started watching it and remembered that the sharing was the name that the Yeerks used for the indoctrination place, and sharing is now bad. If you watch the late 90s TV show, early 2000s. There's only like 2 seasons, but it was interesting. I remember reading most of the books, and then I ruined it by looking up how it all ended again. So I've lost interest, but in a couple months when I forget, I'm gonna be watching that entire series again. Anyways, back on track, and then I'll probably end for the night. We got Pharos. The Exogeny Corporation has founded a pilot colony on Pharos to explore the Prothean ruins that blanket 2/3 of the planet's landmass. The atmosphere is fouled with dust. Terrestrial travel is hampered by crumbled debris, dozens of meters deep. There are indications that Pharos was a much colder world in the past. Pharos has 2 large moons, Orkan, the farther, and Vardet, which obviously is closer. Let's go ahead and fly out. Landing gear on the Normandy always throw me off every single time. Okay, people. Let's get going. I forgot to hit end. There we go. Take Ashley. We'll take Rex. Yeah, that'll work. Now that Caden's dead forever.
Equalizing interior pressure with exterior atmosphere. Logged. The commanding officer is ashore. Exo Presley has the deck.
And let's go ahead. Of coating. Get that going. Also gonna go here. Go back to her. And pistol, edge 6. Sure. Katana 7. Katana 7 shall be mine. Avenger. Raptor. Go through Thunder 6, Hurricane 6, Edge 6. Wait a second, Stiletto 6? No. I'm gonna have that, then I'm going to have this Stiletto 6. Back to her. She can have Stinger 6. Rex also has. Oh, he only has Stinger 4. That swapped. Make sure these are all good. Back up. Avenger. Maginata. This, and then let's go through and make sure 60, 20. Oh, I can add one more. Anything else can have extra? The high explosive, because I don't see it explode anyways. Stabilization. Really? Okay. And then squad. Okay, I've got 2. You know what? Fitness up twice. Yep, she's got a lot. Max out soldier. Increase here. First aid. Armor. Just go ahead and get her all the way armored up. First aid all the way through. Marksman. Unlock shotguns. Rifles. Don't unlock snipers. Assault training. Perfect. Still got 2 more. We'll dump one in each of there. Rex. Okay.
We saw your ship. Fidan wants to speak with you immediately.
Who?
Who's Fidan? He's our leader. He needs your help to prepare for the Geth. They're making another push.
Sounds
Please,
good.
up the stairs past the freighter.
Okay. There we go. I know I was missing something. Nah, these things again. Haven't I killed enough of them?
Head to the tunnels. Make sure they're secure.
But what if I find Geth there?
Are you saying you won't go?
No, I'll go.
Okay. I think that is in fact where I will end for the night. So we've played 22 hours. But yeah, so having fun still so far. Next time on Thursday, we'll be continuing through this part. I do want to thank everyone for stopping and swinging by. Mr. Pudge, obviously Kindu, and Orange. Glad to know that you're still doing well and things are going okay out where you're at. But I can't wait till next time. And until then, I'll be seeing you. Bye.